The BMW is a high-priced car, and $70,000-$80,000 for a car. And whenever you get the oil changed on it at the dealership, it's going to run you about $200. Whenever you get a sensor replaced, like a rear sensor, there's like 4 in the back, that when you're backing up, it can detect objects around. $200. It's going to cost you about $200 to get that fixed. Whenever you have a fog light that needs replaced, you guessed it, it's going to cost you about $200 to replace. So if you have the money and you like the style and you don't care to be putting more money into it, then the BMW is definitely for you. It's very sleek, stylish. The drive is a whole lot better than the RAV4 that I'm used to. Speaking of the RAV4, when I drive it, it's like driving an electric vehicle, which is I love it. It's very utilitarian. It gets the job done, takes you from point A to point B. But this BMW, you really feel the road. You really feel the power of the engine and the torque and the transmission, everything. You feel it. And it has sport mode, comfort mode, and you feel the different modes. And it's like a car. It's like it's got a lot of oomph to it. You really feel when you're driving. You actually feel like you're a part of something, like you're a part of the beast. You have a lot of just the power. It's not like you're driving a go-kart or something like that, which is like the other cars that are out there. But the BMW, man, that's where it's at. It's a good car. It's expensive, and it'll depreciate tremendously right off the lot. In a few years, it'll just depreciates a whole lot. But man, it's probably better to lease the vehicle than to buy it. But if you want to buy it and keep it forever, and you like the look of it, you like the feel of it, and you're part of the whole German BMW over-engineered efficiencies, then and the luxuries of it, then so be it. Go for it. It's a great car, and if you like paying $200 for oil changes, be it. You can change it yourself too, but I don't know. Once you get in there, it's pretty. It's modern, high tech stuff. There's a lot of systems in here. There's a lot of I think there's like driver assist. There's a lot of systems and assistances. And, just a lot going on for this vehicle. But this is a BMW, and it's pretty cool. Okay. Using your blinker to tell the person behind you that the person in front of you is turning. Now this can be courtesy as well as safety, because if the person behind you rams you in the back because you had to slow down because of the person in front of you is stopping, the person behind you slamming you in the back is at fault. See, right now this person's in front of me, they're turning right, so I'm going to put my blinker on to go right, and there's a person behind me, but I'm not going to turn it off because he turned. The person behind me, it lets them know that to slow down, to hey look, somebody in front of me or in front of them is going to make a turn. And it's just one of those unwritten rules of the road, whereby it's just something that's, it's not just nice, it's just it helps out. Now if you're already aware of everything and you can see traffic, and you can't see in front of the car in front of them, and you can only see the car in front of you, so that's their perspective. They can always see you. So if you're slowing down and they're like, oh, he must be turning, and then they see that you're not turning, but then they see a car that turns in front of them, then okay, he was telling me that the car in front of them was turning. So that's just something, it's just a topic to talk about when it comes to the road. This is the road, and you're driving, and you're just driving. You're obeying the traffic laws and just having an all around good time. And you got your seatbelt on. If you don't put your seatbelt on, you have all these chimings, beep beep beep. You have your seatbelt on. You're driving. You got at least one hand on the steering wheel, and you got. Hopefully, you're going to a destination. You're going from point A to point B to point C to point D. Maybe from point A straight to point D. Who knows? But you're just having an all around good time. Now, in the BMW, when you sit down, you're really low to the ground. The skirt, the bottom of the car is low, and it's really pretty cool. Try to get the lighting to correct on this here. Now, the BMW, the center console is raised, or the seats are lower, so you're down when you're sitting. You're low to the ground, and the console's kind of up about a foot. It's kind of raised up. So there's so you have driver's seat and passenger, and you got this big old console area in the middle. It just kind of sticks up, and so it sticks up, and it's just right there. It's a good armrest. It's perfect. It's a perfect armrest. So you just put your arm up here, and you put your thumbs up. You have a good time. The trim, it's got nice sleekness to this. Very nice. Very, very nice. This is pretty standard on modern cars here. Got the windows. Very nice. So this car is BMW. It's got a bucket seats, and this is what the center console looks like. It's fairly spiffy looking. It has like a leather sew to it, and these open up somehow. If I can remember right here, these open up, and that opens up, and so it's really sleek looking. Very fancy. Very fancy. Fancy. Okay. How to open a door on a BMW. This is a BMW something I series. So here's the door right here. It's the driver's door. It's the driver's seat. And it's the BMW. And that's the steering wheel. What you do is come over here. You put your hand on this. You pull it towards you. And you open it just like that. That's how you open the door on a BMW. The BMW has a lot of oh crap handles, right? Everything's backwards here, right there. They work pretty much every car I've been in. The oh crap handle, the the handle, the B handle. They're really actually pretty cool looking and functional. I don't know how fun. I mean, you put your arm up like that, and then you get in a wreck, and your arm gets ripped off. But anyway, I mean, you're not really. I guess you're holding yourself from. On a roller coaster, it makes sense to hold yourself in place so you don't. When there's no centrifugal force or whatever, when you're not feeling that, you don't go flying off the coaster. Even though you got like a belt on, seatbelt. But anyway, it's just a handle to grab, and people like grabbing these handles. And I guess you can help yourself get out of the vehicle. I've never done that, but I guess they can't. They're useful enough for people to actually have these still in vehicles, because I see them in every vehicle I've been in. But maybe it's just like a legacy type thing where we got to put this handle in here. through the steering wheel. The BMW it's a good car. It's just it's a fun car. This is Matthumanpizza. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Ring that bell. Please ring that bell so you can get all my uploads. I try to upload about 4 times every 4 days. I upload, so almost twice a week. If you have an 8-day week, I upload twice a week. So I have my videos scheduled out to where you're going to get those uploads consistently. So they're mostly on the RAV4, but sometimes other vehicles, BMWs and what have you. This vehicle is a BMW and is a 535i, some type of numbers and letters, but it's a fun car to drive. And this is Matthumanpizza land. I have a lot of videos on here, a lot of good videos and some not so good videos, but I think whenever I have some fixes to do, I record it and I put it up here, and I put a lot of B-roll and bonus video, which I call it all bonus video because it pads my videos. If I have a job that takes 30 seconds to show, I'll show it for 30 seconds. And then the rest, the other 9, 10, 15,000 minutes will be just a bunch of bonus videos of just random stuff. Hopefully on the same vehicle. I try to keep it on the same topic. I try to talk about cars. I try to talk about subjects that deal with cars. I show repair videos, remove, install, just giving you a basic understanding of what it is that a person would do to try to fix a car. And if advanced stuff, leave it for other people. And just shows the trials and tribulations of working and fixing on cars, and the car you drive. If you're not super expert, then just leave it alone. Change the oil if you want to, but other than that, change a light bulb here and there, but other than that, just leave it alone. And get it inspected once a year, and keep the tires good on it, the brakes good on it, and all the fluids in it good, and just have a good time. I use, in the summertime, I put regular water in the windshield washer fluid reservoir because it doesn't need the lower freezing point that the glycol blue stuff you buy, the additive stuff you get, windshield washer fluid, that you do need in the wintertime because it reduces the freezing point, and you can pretty much, it still freezes. I mean, if it's freezing, it's ice cold, and you try to turn that water on, you try to turn your windshield washer fluid on, it doesn't come out because it's frozen. I mean, it might reduce the freezing point of water by 10, 15, 20 degrees, maybe 30. But once it's in like 0 to 10 degrees, once it's below 10 degrees, forget about it. I mean, you're better off just putting a defrost on, the heat on high, and letting the sucker heat and melt, and increasing that temperature on that windshield, just melting that ice and snow, and just getting that visibility back. I like talking about replying to comments on here because replying to comments it's fun. I like just saying okay. I say okay, or I'll say I'll say okay, or right, you're right, or thanks for adding to my video, because comments, they add to my video. They're below the video. So you watch the video, you either keep watching it, you're listening, and you scroll down. This is YouTube land. You scroll down, you read the comments, and when you're reading the comments, you're also watching the video, and someone could add something that's actually productive and very good to the video that will, if you see it has a lot of dislikes, then you're like, maybe everything's not entirely accurate about this video, or the presentation, more than likely, the presentation isn't up to par with the super egos out there. The I mean, I can be like, I could show you something, how to fix something, and it's a definite fix. It's like, wow, thank you. But some around there they won't like the aesthetics of that fix. Maybe they didn't like the way I did it. They didn't like the lighting or the sound, a voice, or my editing, or just the video production of it. So they'll thumb it down or not like it. And hey, that's fine. I love the thumbs down. Keep the thumbs down on there. Thumbs down is what you don't want a bunch of thumbs up and that's it. You need a rating system. Rating systems give, you see something that has a lot of thumbs down, it's, you think it's bad or it's good. It's good in a bad way, or it's bad in a good way. It could be, a lot of things are fringe type stuff is where inventions, curiosity, it's where new things arise. They arise from the fringes, outside the box, outside all that crap. That's where it arises from. It's for doing things a little bit different. It's from experiencing things from a different angle. It's from doing things that are in plain sight to everybody, but only you can see. Only you can see it. It's in front of everybody, but only you can see it because you have found, developed, discovered this newfangled thing. It's like Isaac Newton, where he said he's on the ocean. He said he's like a boy on an ocean, uncovering rocks or stones or seashells, uncovering them, and it was places like uncovering truth, like when he would develop new mathematics, or he would just try to figure something out. In the process of figuring out, he was like uncovering knowledge, prior knowledge. Overturn something. Oh wow, yeah, and someone else already knew that, but then he was discovering new stuff that nobody else has seen. It's kind of like in the air around you. We all see it. It's invisible, but then we discover that molecules and atoms and different particles. Wow. So it's all around us, but only a few or some actually know what is in front of them. But anyway, it's ignorance and the knowledge and more ignorance. And then he said he was overturning seashells, but in front of him was the ocean of truth, the vast ocean of truth that lay all undiscovered in front of him, something like that. So it was like he was acknowledging that, yes, we're discovering things, yes, we're knowing things, but there has to be a whole lot more that's unknowable from now. That we don't know about, that to be discovered. There's a lot of stuff that's to be discovered, but we don't know everything right now. We don't know everything. There's more out there to discover, to find out. So, get a little off track here. This is a bonus video. We just talk about whatever. We're inside a car, and we have a good time. And, yeah, this BMW, it's fancy. It's a very fancy car. And, it has all the usual doohickeys in it. A couple extra. It's got a lot more sensors. It has a lot of sensors. And it's the feel, the drive of it. It's automatic. It drives really well. You can switch to standard if you want, if that's your appetite. You can just take point A to point C, and it's a lot. It's just a good car. You know what I'm saying? And another neat feature of this car is it has an SOS feature, just like a ship. If you're out on a boat, you're like, SOS, I need help. Well, this one has it. SOS. Dial the phone. I guess you probably have to have a subscription to that service. But yeah, isn't that neat?